I already work. Bleh. It is week 3. Welcome to week 3 of Camp NaNoWriMo, July 2020. It is the first day of week 3 for me, meaning it is the 15th of July. I decided to track the weeks of this Camp NaNoWriMo by increments of 7 days, just because when camp starts in the middle of a week, it always throws me off. It's just easier for me to track. Every 7 days means a week. So I started off this morning by going back and watching the first time I ever vlogged a week 3 of Camp NaNoWriMo. That's what I've been doing this camp, is I've just been going back and watching all the videos coinciding with whatever week I'm on from Camp NaNoWriMo's past, if that made any sense. You're good at listening. So this morning I watched my vlog from week 3 of Camp NaNoWriMo, July 2018. It's been really interesting doing this every week of this Camp NaNoWriMo because I'm starting to see patterns in the way that I feel from one week to the next during Camp NaNoWriMo. So my video from July Camp NaNoWriMo 2018, week 3, I talked a lot about how I was struggling to write the ending of the book. And so that's interesting because this week I am also going to be working on the ending of my book again, this time in the 3rd/4th draft of the book. So that's the goal this week, is to work on the ending. In case you missed my vlog last week, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be writing from the finale to the end of the book. I already wrote the epilogue during week 1, but I do want to write from the finale to the final image now. And I don't know how many chapters that's going to be because I'm practically writing this all for the first time now. It's basically going to be like a first draft because I'm writing a lot of brand new scenes and I don't know exactly how it's all going to look. I have been working on chapters at a time. Now I'm just going to be working on that beat, the finale, which the finale actually has 5 beats within the finale. And that's why I'm like, I don't know how many chapters this is gonna be. So I'm excited to find out. If you're new here, I track 2 separate goals during Camp NaNoWriMo on my channel. The first one is word count, and then the second one is step count, because I try to be as active as possible during Camp NaNoWriMo so I'm not just sitting, especially because I am a full-time student. And so between Camp NaNoWriMo and school, I do a lot of sitting at a computer desk. My word count and my step count achievements both went down significantly during week 2, mostly because I had so much schoolwork to do. I do have a lot of schoolwork to do this week as well, but I really want to be able to get those words and steps up again this week, at least to where I had it during week 1. If I can get my word count back up to about 1,000 words a day, that's about what I was doing during week 1. During week 2, my word counts went down to, I had a 0-word day, I had a 41-word day, I had a 100-word day, and then I had a 2,000-word day. So it was kind of all over the place last week. This week I would like to even it out a little bit more, get more words in, get more steps in, and be able to get my homework done. Can I do it? I don't know, but I'm gonna try.
Golden apples grow and I follow the sun until the rising morning rooster crows, where our horses all can run free. I've seen the velvet curtains part in that one amazing show, where all of the women's wandering hearts are let loose so that they can roam free. Fast asleep.
I wrote a little over 1,300 words this morning, which feels awesome. You're sick of hearing it, I'm sick of saying it, but the key for me is to get up early and do the writing before anything else. It doesn't even have to be early, it just has to be before I would get up on my own, I guess, earlier. So this morning I got up at 8, got in 1,300 words. Yesterday I got a little over 800. I'm feeling more optimistic definitely about getting more words this week than I did last week, but I still have a ton of homework to do. I can't believe it's already Thursday. Oh my gosh, it's already Thursday and I haven't even gotten halfway through my homework. So I've got tons of homework to do, so that's what I'm gonna do. But this morning, as I was writing, the first beat of the finale is the gathering the team beat, and that's when the protagonist comes up with a plan of how they're going to defeat the bad guy or overcome the main obstacle of the book. And to do that, they rally all their friends, their team members, and start to put the plan into action, basically. So I was writing the gathering the team beat, and for that I had to dig a little bit deeper into the backstories of one of my characters, and that led me down this long rabbit hole of reading about Comanche forms of torture, which is so awful. I don't know why I choose these time periods of history that are so gruesome to write my books in. I had this same problem last camp in April when I was trying to work on another book. Turns out I'm rather squeamish when it comes to certain things, and there are certain pieces of history that I decide to write about that I don't know why I decide to write about them, because I just don't have the stomach for it. But anyways, that was the struggle of the day, and now I am sitting down and working on my history homework. Don't know how you can see that, so I'm just sitting on my bed working on my history homework. I had 2 chapters in my history book I needed to read, and then 2 chapters in another history book that I'm also supposed to read. I have 2 classmate papers that I need to critique, and then I need to go over the critiques on my paper and rewrite it for my English class, and then I have another paper to write in my history class, and then I also have, I think, 5 more essay answers that I need to write for the questions of the week, and some other articles to read. So a lot of reading, a lot of writing, and right now it is almost 3 o'clock, so I'm going to get into this.
We're happy when you're fast asleep.
I got in a little over 1,000 words this morning, which feels good. So right now I'm only about 1,600 words behind, which sounds like a lot and is a lot. So that got me thinking, let's talk chasing word counts for a minute. There's always this debate when Camp NaNoWriMo or NaNoWriMo time comes around whether or not it's actually that helpful to be chasing a word count goal, because maybe you're just writing a lot of words that are not going to end up going in the book anyways, and maybe you're just adding a lot of stress, and the creative process takes time and you should allow yourself to take that time, and you can't do that when you're chasing a word count. I hear all of that. But sometimes I feel like it is really helpful to chase a word count goal if you're doing it in the right way. And I noticed there are 2 different ways that I tend to do it. The first one being, as I'm chasing my word count, I am just so completely focused on getting the words in that I end up really dragging out the scenes that I'm writing because I'm adding more words to the scene. For example, this morning, the scene that I was writing is one that I've had in my head for a long time, you know, one of those scenes that I've built up to be a big deal. And so when I sat down to write it, I was like, oh, this is the culmination of everything. My character's really digging deep here and I need to get into this. And so I was putting a lot of detail into this scene, and I was working on it yesterday and today, and then today I caught myself and realized what I was doing. This is the first time I'm drafting this scene, and I was trying to get all my word count goal yesterday and all my word count goal for today just on this one scene. This is the mistake that I made the first time I drafted this book during NaNoWriMo of 2018, is that every scene was super long because I was really dragging it out, making it really dramatic, adding a lot of detail because I was trying to get a lot of words in for the day. And because of that, I ended up cutting out 30,000 words from the beginning of my book. I end up adding way too much detail when I do it that way. However, there's another way to chase word count, and that is, instead of trying to get my word count in one scene, to try to write as many scenes as I possibly can in one sitting and try to chase my word count that way. I find that is the best way to chase word count, and that's the best way to utilize NaNoWriMo events, is see how far you can get into drafting your story. This is when you're doing a first draft. It's different when you're doing revisions or when you're doing editing, but right now, as I'm drafting the finale beats of my story, I am doing, it's basically like a first draft of this part of the book, and so my goal should be to get as much of it written as possible and not to drag it all out, because I know I can go back through it and add in detail later. And it's easier actually for me to add in relevant details when I'm adding it in later and not doing it the first time around. The first time around, I'm adding in a lot of details that I end up cutting later because they're too much and it's too dramatic, it slows the pacing. But when you add in the details later, you have a better idea of what the pacing is, and you know, okay, it would be nice to add this detail here, as opposed to needing to cut a lot of detail later on. Anyways, please let me know if that made any sense, what I just said, and if you can relate to it. So that's just what I was thinking about this morning. Once I realized that I was falling into that trap, it helped me move the scene along a lot quicker, because I realized, okay, my goal in this session should be to finish this scene and start the next one so that tomorrow I can write 2 scenes instead of 1. And instead of spreading one scene over a period of several days, I should be writing multiple scenes every day, because the goal is to finish this book and then I can go back and add the detail later. And some leaves? Feeding the goats some leaves. The goats love them. We've been getting a lot of these guys lately. A lot of crunchy falling leaves, and you guys, I'm feeling the fall vibes right now. I know it's July and I should be enjoying the summer, but yesterday I just went and I was looking at cute fall clothes online and looking up the different fall scented candles that I want to buy. And I know that's terrible. It's not terrible. I just love the fall, but I know that after the fall ends and it's winter time and it's all cold and dark, then I'm gonna really miss the summer and wish that I had taken full advantage of it. But you guys, it's kind of hard to take advantage of the summer during quarantine, right? I really want to take advantage of the summer while it's here and go out and do fun summery things, but I'm limited in the things that I can do right now. Can't really travel. Don't have a job, don't really have the money to travel even if I wanted to. It's not like I can go to a swimming pool or even go out to movies or anything like that. So, I think this week I'm gonna try to come up with some kind of fun summery activity I can do to take advantage of the summer while it's here and not just let it pass by wishing it were fall already. Because the fall will come and I will enjoy it when it does, but for now it's summertime. And I want to enjoy the summer. So if you have any tips of ways to enjoy the summertime during quarantine, please let me know down below. And as I come up with some ideas, I'll try to share them with you guys in this vlog.
What's up, babe? What's up now? What's up, babe? What's up now? What's up, babe? What's up now? Babe, baby, what's up? What's up, babe? What's up now? What's up, babe? What's up now? What's up, babe? What's up now? Baby, baby, what's up? Oh, nothing. Doors, doors, doors to tell you that you're stuck inside. Crossword puzzle aliens are floating by the by. Cigarettes atrocious, man, your city's up in flames. Your beefy arms are covered in a rash you can't explain. So we sing, what's up, babe, what's up now? What's up, babe, what's up now? What's up, babe, what's up now? Babe, 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 what's up? What's up, babe, what's up now? What's up, babe, what's up now? What's up, babe, what's up now? Babe, 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 what's up? Oh, nothing. Alone, 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 looks like you're lonely once again. Soup and stew and super glue for all your super friends. Quite the party favor, so maybe everyone will smile. And if they've got their fillings in, it might be worth your while. So we sing, what's up, babe, what's up now? What's up, babe, what's up now? What's up, babe, what's up now? Baby, baby, what's up? What's up, babe, what's up now? What's up, babe, what's up now? What's up, babe, what's up now? Baby, baby, what's up? Oh, nothing. Soap, 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 soap is soaping up the room. Bubbles bubbling over, I will meet my bubbly doom. Prepare my sterile prayers and I will meet you in a dream. 'Cause if I meet my maker, I will be a clean machine. So I sing, what's up, baby, what's up now? What's up, baby, what's up now? What's up, baby, what's up now? Baby, 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 what's up? What's up, baby, what's up now? What's up, baby, what's up now? What's up, baby, what's up now? Baby, 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 what's up? What's up, baby, what's up now? What's up, baby, what's up now? What's what's up, baby, what's up now, baby, 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 what's up? What's up, baby, what's up now? What's up, baby, what's up now? What's up, baby, what's up now? Baby, 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 what's up, baby, what's up? Yeah.
The scenes that I've been writing yesterday and today feel so satisfying to write because they are scenes that I have been putting off writing for the past couple of years because I was intimidated by them and there's so much weight to them. You know, it's the culmination of everything I've been writing for the last couple of years and it's all coming to a head, and they're scenes that I just kind of skipped over, like, this needs to happen and I'll write it eventually. And so now that I'm actually writing them, it makes me feel alive. It's hard to describe. It's like something that I've been so scared to do for so long, and now that I'm actually doing it, it feels almost like a release. It's challenging, but to see that I can do it and it's coming out the way that I envisioned it and that I wanted it to come out is so encouraging that writing the last couple of days has felt so good. I'm really happy with the way the ending is coming out. It's making me feel better about the book as a whole, just seeing how everything's coming together. I recognize that it still is going to need some work and fine-tuning, but getting the draft out right now of these finale chapters is it's going really well, and I'm really happy about it, so I just wanted to share that before getting started on my homework for the day. Ugh, I hate it. It's awful. Crazy how quickly you can go from one day just being on top of the world with your book, feeling so good about it, and then the very next day it's all total crap and you just want to erase it all. Oh. Suffice it to say, today's writing session is not going as well as yesterday's did. I've got over 800 words in, but I'm not really happy with any of them. I know what I need to make happen for this part of the finale, but for some reason it's not coming out the way I want it to. I think what I need to do is just write through it and just get it out, and then I can fix it later after letting it rest for a little bit, because this is the first time I'm drafting that. I have to remind myself this is the first draft of this part of the book, so I can't expect to just write it all for the first time and have it come out exactly the way I want it to. No first draft ever comes out that way. I think I'm pressuring myself to make it come out right the first time because this is not the first draft of the book, even if it is the first draft of this portion of the book. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I can't just keep leaving it to be fixed later because this is the later, and this is me coming back later to fix things, but it's like every portion of this book is in a different phase of development, and I have to remember this portion's phase of development is the first one, and I have to treat it like the first one. Just get the words out and fix them later.
I can't see my dreams in bed as I wait for sleep to come. I lie awake and I kiss your head and wait until the sun comes up for me.
Okay, I'm feeling better about my writing again. Yesterday was the last day of week 3 and I had a really great writing session that morning. I'm feeling excited about my story again and excited about the characters. I think I was just getting too much in my head again and putting too much pressure on myself to make everything really good. I was able to let go of that and just remember that the goal was to move forward. So I think that's what my battle cry was of week 3 this time around, was keep moving forward because that seemed to be the key for me. That's what helped me to get over the funk that I got myself into. That's what helped me to really make progress in my story and feel excited about it again, is seeing that I was moving things forward. So if you are in a funk or having a hard time with your story, just remember to just keep moving forward. You can always fix things in revisions, even though technically I'm on revisions right now. Won't go into all that again. So overall, the main goal that I was working on this week is that I wanted to get my step count up again and my word count up again, because in week 1 I did well, and then in week 2 it kind of faltered. So I just wanted to get back up to where I was before, or at least closer to it. So I did manage to do that. I am finishing week 3 off with 6,768 words and 50,836 steps. So as far as word count goes, that's almost exactly even with week 1. In week 1, I also got 6,000. I got maybe about 80 words more in week 1 than I did in week 3, but I'm okay with that. I was pretty much able to get my overall word count average to be about the same with week 1. So that's great. And then my step count goal was still 20,000 steps lower this week than it was in week 1, but it was 20,000 steps higher than last week's. So I'm gonna count that as a victory because I did improve in my step count, and you know, there's always room for improvement there. I'm finding it difficult to get my step count in with just how much homework that I have. There's a lot of reading and just a lot of sitting and writing, and so when I'm doing homework all day, I end up sitting all day, and the only steps I get are when I go on a break to go out and see the goats or something like that. So anyways, so overall, I'm very happy with the progress that I was able to make during week 3, and that I was able to continue moving things forward. And even though I kind of made fun of the fact that it was hard to enjoy summer during quarantine, I have been enjoying the summer as I've tried to make that more of a priority this week. I tried to go out and get some sun more, and it was fun to make that little funny video of summertime fails, I guess. But there are little things that I love about the summertime and that I really miss when they're gone, and so I want to appreciate those more. Among those are, I love, maybe a lot of you might find this really gross and maybe disturbing, but I love when it's warm enough to go outside barefoot, like go get the mail without any shoes on. I love that, and I love the feeling of the heat from concrete on my feet. Such a good feeling. I love that feeling when you first get into a really hot car in the summertime and then you turn on the AC and it just blasts really cold. I love that. I also love in the summertime going for a drive at night with all the windows down and music playing and just getting that summer wind blowing through the car, and like you go out and get some fast food or something. Just good memories, good times. I also love going for walks at night in the summer and it's still warm outside even though it's dark, and then you get that nice summer breeze blowing in and it feels so good. Patrick and I have been taking a lot of evening walks lately. Just as the weather's been really warming up, it's harder to go for my walk in the morning, especially because once I'm done writing, it's usually about noon and it's really hot outside. So I've been trying to meet my steps by going for walks with Patrick at night. And I was able to get a really cool picture of a comet. What's that comet called? I can't remember. I'll put it down below, but there's a comet that's in view right now where we are, and I didn't even know. We were just walking one night and I was like, doesn't it look like that star has a tail? And we were looking at it for a long time, like, that's so interesting. I wonder what's causing that effect. And then the next day, my sister was like, has anybody been able to see the comet? I've been looking for it. And we realized it was the comet. So we've been going out every night to check out the comet, and I managed to get a picture of it. So I'll post that in here. And I don't know if you can even tell what it is, but I was proud of that picture that I took. Anyways, so I've been enjoying the summer. I hope that you guys have been enjoying the summer, and I'm serious. Please comment below if you have any ideas or anything that you want to share that you have been doing to take advantage of the summertime despite the quarantine. Thank you guys so much for following my journey this week. I hope that your writing journey is also going well. Let me know how it is down below. I will talk to you next time. Bye!
Would you come and take a walk with me? We'll cross over the mountains and we'll reach the pale blue sea. I love you, I'm so glad you love me too, and I wrote this song for you.